Welcome to another video from Gweilo 60. You might have noticed I've been silent for a couple of days. We've been, well, Weifang and I have been going through a little bit of a turmoil, I guess is what you want to call it, with her father. He had a small stroke, and you know, he's old, and he's been harder and harder and harder to take care of. And you know, we've been talking to him about maybe senior care home and stuff like this over the last couple of months. So the mini stroke sort of just put a little bit of a thrust into it, I guess, to see if this is an option, because as everybody knows that watches my channel, you know, Weifang has just recovered from cancer, and having a senior person in the house that can hardly walk, can't take care of himself, you know, goes for a shower and falls down in the shower, then I got to go in and pick him up. You know, just things like this that he can't get the proper care. But then in Chinese society, a family is supposed to take care of their senior people, the mother, the father, all of these things. So the stigma of putting your father or your mother in a senior care home in China is there, and it's great. I talked to Weifang about it because in the West, you know, we'll stick those old bastards anywhere. You know what I mean? But no, that's not true. The care facilities are second to none in Canada. So when they get to that point, you know that they're well taken care of. Over the last couple of years, you know, we've sort of been mulling it over and saying, well, what happens when we can't take care of her dad properly? And we've heard horror stories about Chinese old folks' homes, and they're like prisons and all of these other things. So we took a lot of time going around. I actually made a video about one of the old folks' homes that, or senior care homes, I guess is what they like to be called, in one of my recent videos. And, you know, I wasn't that impressed with that. You know, and we went around and we saw a whole slew of senior care homes, and there's really good, there's really bad, and then there's mediocre places. And what it comes down to, it's not really the facilities that make it good, bad, or mediocre. It's the people that work in these places. If you walk into one of these senior care homes and everybody has a frown on their face and they're just sitting there waiting to die, that's not because of the facilities, it's because of the people running that facility. And you know, so we went, we checked all of this stuff out, and we you know, we found a really nice place. And you know, and the old guy, as I say, he's you know, he's a little bit loopy in the head, he's not good walking, he falls down. We have a gas stove, and you can't cook and sleep at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, he'll go start something and then he'll go in the bedroom and go to sleep. And everybody knows that Weifang and I, we go off on excursions, tourist excursions. We do a lot of videos in rural areas. And you know, leaving him alone at this point is not an option. So we talked to him, and you know, he had the same thing in his mind, that you know, senior care homes are like prisons, and so he wasn't too set on the idea. But Weifang talked to him here, not last night, but the night before, and said, you know, we found a really nice care home, and we'd like you to take a look at it. And he said, yeah, well, okay. He'd give it a look, but he says, I'm not making any commitments here. Okay, well, and you know, that's fair. So we took him there yesterday morning, and when he walked in, all of the people were smiling. There was people talking to him. The nurses were great. You know, it was just one of those things that he liked it, and he actually stayed there yesterday afternoon and last night. When we left him there yesterday, we felt awful. We felt like we were abandoning him. We felt like it was our responsibility to take care of this senior citizen, this old guy, Weifang's father, until his last dying breath. And you know, so we went out for lunch, and we didn't eat a lot. And you know, we mauled around all afternoon. Nobody was really saying anything. It was like one of those things where, you know, have we done the right thing? Are we being selfish? Are we, you know, you know what I mean? It's like you abandoned your father in a senior care home in mainland China. How dare you? You know what I mean? What are your relatives going to say? What are your neighbors going to say? What are they they're going to look at you and say, how dare you do something like that? Well, after supper, we actually went out and had supper, and we still weren't feeling very good about this, you know, abandoning your father in a senior care home, and you know, watching him as you go by, and he's a little loopy in the head, so you know, he really doesn't know a lot. He's in and out type thing. And then we get a couple of videos on WeChat from one of the nurses. And he's sitting there with the biggest smile on his face we've seen in probably 2 years. They were singing karaoke. The whole community of seniors was in the main area, having fun, singing songs, just get together. You have to understand, at these senior care homes, they're set up to help people take showers. They're there to help people, well, 3 meals a day. They wash your clothes. They make your bed. They make sure you have clean linens. They cut your hair, man. You know what I mean? Like, they have entertainment. They have 24-hour-a-day nursing. So if something goes wrong, you've got somebody there all the time. You know, so they're in a position to take better care of a senior than what you and I are at our own homes. And the strain on a family member, you know, you're on the clock 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with the elderly person, because you never know when something's going to go wrong. So yeah, it's one of those things. And the cost is actually minimal. You know, it's only about 3,000 RMB per month for somebody that can basically, you know, get around. You're not bed stricken. You're not so sick that you can't walk to breakfast. You're not so sick that you can't walk to the bathroom on your own. You're not so sick that you need, you know, somebody to come fluff your pillow and stuff like that. So under the circumstances right now, at 3,000 RMB per month, it's a small price to pay to make sure that one of your relatives is taken care of properly. You know what I mean? You know, and at this place, you know, they've got a super huge TV on the wall. They've got a courtyard for him to sit in. You know, there's the amenities of this home that are just better than most that I've seen here in mainland China or in Nanning. I haven't looked anywhere else. But you know, the idea that he has all the amenities of home. He has nursing, he has, you know, friends, he has all of the things that he needs, the 3 square meals a day, the good bed, the showers, you know, everything that you would have at home, he has at the senior care home. And you think, wow, it's like putting him in jail. And you know, we thought the same thing, and I think he thought the same thing too. But what it came down to, and I'm not shitting here, what it came down to is he was more in jail at home because he couldn't get out and about. He had nobody really to talk to except for Weifang, well, and me, but I don't speak Chinese, so holding a meaningful conversation with somebody like me, if you're an old Chinaman, it's just not going to work. So it was either talk to Weifang or, so there was no friends, there was no interaction. So it was more like he was in jail at home than he is at the senior care home. Okay, well, so we go to the senior care home, and where you're thinking that it's a jail. Well, actually, it's an opportunity for a new chapter of his life. He has more chance there to have a meaningful life than sitting at home by himself watching TV or just being by himself. And that, I think, is what takes away a lot of will to live for senior citizens, especially older people like Weifang's dad. We weren't sure about what we were doing when we were doing it. We thought, maybe did we make a mistake? All of these things were going through our minds, and I'm sure all of these things were going through his mind. They're abandoning me at this senior care home. We're abandoning him at the senior care home. But after all the dust settled, and we saw how he was being taken care of, and we saw the happiness in his face, at that moment we knew that we made the right decision. So when you're looking at Chinese people, this is for the Chinese people that have seniors, because I know this is a big problem in China. I know that there's not enough good senior care homes in China. It's getting better, but it could get better a lot quicker. When you're looking at something like this, don't think of a senior care home as a jail. Don't think of it as a bad thing. It can be a good thing. It can be a bad thing if you pick the wrong one. So if you're thinking of putting a relative in a senior care home, you make damn sure that it's the right one, that they take care of. They have good, responsible people working there with good hearts. But where was I? I digress. I do. But when you're thinking that you're doing the wrong thing, or you're not sure, maybe this video will help you sort of understand that it doesn't have to be a bad thing. It can actually be a good thing. Helping your father or mother grow and have another chapter in their life, meet new friends, get new activities, get a new zest for life that they don't have, sitting in their living room with nothing to look forward to than the next meal, or going to sleep. Because at home, Lao Xian Tong, he would get up, he would eat, he would sit for a little while, he'd go to sleep. He'd get up, he'd eat, he'd sit for a while and go to sleep. What kind of life is that? Now at the senior care home, I know last night he ate, they went downstairs, they had karaoke night, probably got tired, went home, went upstairs, had a shower, and went to bed. It just adds an aura to, or adds something to their life. So for all you people that think that senior care homes in China are jails for old people, absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's tough for people to get old, and it's tough to let them go, I guess, is what it comes down to. With Lao Xian Tong, I think he just entered a new chapter in his life. The idea is, don't abandon them at these senior care homes. Visit often. Make sure that they know that you're thinking about them. Make sure that they're happy, healthy, safe, and comfortable. Make sure that they're being treated properly, and talk to them, and make sure that you know that they know that you're concerned about them. And I think that's the main thing here. To begin with, we felt like we abandoned them, and it wasn't a good feeling. Now it feels like we've made it possible for him to have a better life, to be taken care of better, to probably live longer, because he has more things to look forward to in his daily activities. Probably is going to make some really good friends, and have a better life than he would sitting in his living room. And when he's looking out his window, he's looking over a park, not as nice as this one, mind you, but because this is one of the nicer parks I've seen in all of China. It's not very big, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So anyway, when you're asking yourself, why haven't I seen Gweilo for the last 2 or 3 days on YouTube? Well, it's because he's been dealing with Weifang's dad, Liao Santong. And Liao Santong now is in a senior care home in Nanning City with a big smile on his face and starting a new chapter in his life. And I hope it works out for him. Hope him all the best. And we will be visiting him as often as we can, because he's only like 10 or 15 minute bike ride away from our front door. So he's still in the same area of town. And for all you people out there that think senior care homes in China are a bad thing, well, I think that you're making a mistake. You don't understand it, and you should go and check these places out, because some of them are really nice and the people are great, and the people, you can tell which ones are when you walk through the door, because if you walk through the door and everybody's got a big smile on their face, that's the right place to think about putting your father or mother in when they become too much of a burden to take care of at home. And that's another video from Gweilo 60. If you like this video, as always, like, comment, subscribe, push that share button. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the bell, and don't forget to put a couple bucks in the children's Patreon account. It's for a good cause. Poor rural Chinese children. They just need a helping hand, and we can help them. Help me help them. Thanks for watching. Bye now.